Okay, welcome back to On the Promenade, and we are going over a new tutorial here for our Maya CG tutorial. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start in Illustrator, and we are going to create a Overwatch badge. You can do this with any logo that you create. So first thing we're going to do is we want to bring something in to trace it. So we're going to do File, Place. You can do this with any artwork. Find your file that you want to bring in, and we're going to go ahead and select that piece. There we go. We're going to do File, Place. Hold down Shift and drag so that you can drag it up and keep the original size. Now we will go and click the layer. Now when we click the layer, that will allow us now to hit template. That dims it by 50% and locks it. So that's what you want to do with the layer that you just placed on there. I'm creating another layer now. Now with creating that other layer, that's where I will do my artwork on, and we want to use our shape tool and make sure you get the right shape tool, not this one I did at first. You want to get the elliptical tool. Hold down Shift to make a nice, clean, perfectly round circle. So that's what I'm doing right here, and I am going to give it a outline color and then take off the fill color so that I can see through, make sure I'm seeing my original art while I'm placing it and making sure it all lines up. Now these were some files that I created beforehand and recorded this, and I'm just going back and just doing the voiceover, so just follow along with me. I'll be jumping to a couple of different files so that you can get an idea of this. Now what I'm going to do is, again, make sure that it's lined up, and then I will basically copy, Command C, and or Control if you're on a PC, and then I will place this. So you can do place in front, which is Command F or Control F, and I'll place it in front. So we duplicated it and place an exact copy in front, and now sizing it down, and we're going to use this new circle to punch a hole in the previous circle so that it cuts it out, basically like a donut, like this Overwatch badge is. We're going to use that and cut out the artwork. So we just got to place it, make sure it's all clean and where it needs to be, and then this takes a little bit of time sometimes just to get it perfectly right, or as close as you really want to get this to be clean. You select both, you go over to your Pathfinder tool and do minus front. That will punch a hole into it, and you just want to check it. So we're going to give it a fill color, make sure that looks like it was like it's supposed to be, and there we go, it's looking good. And what we will do now is we'll go through and we will create the other pieces. I'm going to check, so I'll create like squares, or rectangles there, and I'll use the minus front to basically cut those out there, and then I will use my pen tool, and with my pen tool I will make those. So we see we already have made the final piece, and we use the Pathfinder tool to basically join everything into one piece, and that's the same way we did the type as well. So we have a couple of different Overwatch types just in case, see what we need when we bring it into Maya. So when you save stuff and you want to bring it into Maya, what you're going to do is you are going to save it as a Illustrator 8 file. So I'm going to save it. I don't want to override my first one, so I'm going to save it as a different name. Hit save, and instead of Illustrator CC, we're going to go down, do a legacy version of it, Illustrator 8, and then we save a different version of the file. Okay, there we go. Bring up Maya. So here we're using Maya 2015, and now we will go in and we will open this file. So we'll import. So file, import. And then we just want to bring that piece in. So we're going to choose our file. Just got to find it. And there we go. It's actually the second one. This is the Illustrator 8 file, the Overwatch logo 1. There we go. We will import this, and we just got to go down and find it now. And here is all of our vector art basically put into splines. And we want to change from our drop-down tab over in the top left to surfaces, and we're going to go to edit curves, and then we're going to do bevel plus, and that will bevel it. But you got to make sure that you right there I had multiple pieces, and you want to do one piece at a time. There we go. Or excuse me, not edit curves, surfaces. Bevel plus is where you want to go. Sorry about that. And we're going to do each piece, go through, make sure it's what we need. Now, you can also adjust your beveling, because sometimes it comes out. And this is like if you just did just regular bevel. That's why you want to do bevel plus, so it gets the way that you want it to go, basically. So now we got it looking pretty good. Now, the bevel is a little bit more on it, but it changed my artwork a bit, and it looks fine. But what I also go in here, and you'll see, I'll be jumping from a couple different files. It bevels the type, and it creates the type a little bit bigger than I want it to be. So what I'm going to have to do is alter that. Going through, and I'm picking a couple other different files right now so I can jump from file to file and you can see everything. So this is a cleaned up version. This one, of course, it did change the Overwatch logo itself, and it gave it more of a bevel, and you can see where some pieces are a little tighter and closer together than they're supposed to be normally, but I still like the way it looked, so I'm gonna go with that. So I'm gonna jump to another version here. This is my final version. So I use a cylinder, and I use a square, and I kind of just use booleans to kind of put them together, and then I brought some pieces in, extruded them out, and then I took the type, put it in there, booleaned it in, and I actually had extruded some pieces, the faces from the type, so we could get a clean, non-beveled piece. And I could have messed with it in bevel plus, so it looked just fine in there, but it worked. And I did the logo, pushed that down in there, and then I booleaned it in and adjusted it. So that's what it looks like. Now, this was done, printed out with a filament, so it would look different if we printed out on other things, but still, it's a great little project that you can do. And here's how you create an Overwatch badge. And again, this has been On the Promenade with our CG Maya Minute. Come back again and check out something else that we do. Thanks again for